Neo Thinker here, trying to make sense of it all, trying to figure it all out. The latest news in Ukraine and Russia, the conflict, uh, the Russians apparently are moving their forces back. There's been a lot of talk in terms of them fleeing, abandoning their weaponry, troops going back to Russia across the border because the Ukrainians have delivered some kind of awesome response in which they've taken and killed a lot of Russians, and this is the reason why the Russians are going back into Russia and trying to avoid certain parts of Ukraine because the story is that the Ukrainians are just, that much more adept at this kind of warfare. I've been thinking about this whole thing with Russia. Maybe the Russians are moving their troops back into Russia. There's a possibility that the Russians may actually use tactical nuclear weaponry in Ukraine. So if you're going to use tactical nukes, you wouldn't want your own troops there in Ukraine on the ground. So this is a retreat by the Russian forces in order to make another advance or another assault on Ukraine. In this case, my prediction is that there's going to be a number of tactical nuclear weapons that will be deployed into Ukraine. Now, there's this theory of what they call mad mutually assured destruction. Well, that applies between Russia and America. But America has pretty much said they would aid Ukraine, but they wouldn't put troops on the ground, nor would they go into a direct conflict with Russia. So if there is this nuclear attack by the Russians using tactical nuclear weapons there, I don't look for any response from the Biden administration, any kind of strong response at all, other than silence, some condemnation that you'll get from the world community. But, the Russians are at war. They've moved their troops out of Ukraine only to fire weapons back into Ukraine so that their troops are not affected by the fallout. So those are my thoughts in regard to what is about to occur. I hope that this disaster doesn't happen. I'd like to be wrong. More than likely, I'm right. From inside the empire, Neo Thinker.